Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl Man. That was Steve Gross of Roll Call. A lot of great events. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our website for Roll Call and the upcoming April 11th.
What like a spreadsheet of a resume, like 82nd Airborne,
Yes,
Air Force, LA Sheriff's Department.
He has given probably close to 40 years of service between the military and law enforcement at least. And now his family is giving back. God bless him for what he's doing. He is a true patriot in every sense of the word.
And those are the type of people you're going to come in contact at Roll Call.
Yeah. So thank you, Steve Gross, and thank you all the members of Roll Call. Welcome, Lori Montoya with Biker Down.
Hi guys, how are you?
Where is Lori?
Lori is still at home in Colorado. I won't be making any trips probably until February. We've got a pretty busy month here in Colorado. Not only is my hat company, we've got the Colorado Motorcycle Expo coming up at the end of the month, which is really in the West Coast, one of the biggest show and swap meets. They get thousands and thousands of riders from Arizona, up north in Wyoming. Everybody comes to the Colorado Motorcycle Expo. So I'll probably try to do some live video for you guys that won't be able to be on Wednesday. But yeah, it takes up the whole, like right now, the rodeo is going on at the National Western Complex, and we will fill up the same Western Complex with nothing but motorcycle riders and dealers and swap meets.
Where's this at in Colorado?
It's in Denver. It's at the National Western Complex, which is a very big pavilion area. And we bring in, what I love is it brings in a lot of small business owners. You know, it started out as a swap meet. Clean out your garage and bring your stuff. And then it slowly grew to bringing in dealerships, and they have a phenomenal bike contest, and the Iron Goddess women come in and they do that for women bikers. So it's really just a phenomenal event that we've had here in Colorado for probably 40 years. I mean, it's been a long time.
So when you say dealerships, like people even said, is that the dispensary?
No manufacturers.
No. Dealerships.
When you said dealerships, that could be considered a dealership.
I mean, certainly our local Harley dealers and Honda dealers and stuff like that come in, but no manufacturer semis, which, just eat up space. And, what we really love about it, and the reason people keep coming is that your friend that you ride with is showing their wares. And like, I'm going to have All Things Bling and Wide Open Hat Company. They're doing hats for the guys and the clubs and the women and things like that. Biker Down has their own booth, and it gives me a really great opportunity to promote. I'm going to ask everybody to get their cell phones out. We launched our Biker Down app over the weekend.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm asking anybody right now, anybody that has a smartphone, all you have to do is go to your, your app store and type in Biker Down Help and put your information in that app. We're going to be doing a lot of great things with it. Number one, we will have soon a place to put your emergency information. If everybody on your ride has the app and someone goes down, you can get a real live time help request. You can report the accident. So we'll be able to do that more nationwide and get more information out to people. But I have been called through Biker Down because somebody's had our ICE emergency cards, which, I've been giving out for years.
All right, so let's
Do we really?
Not that kind of ice.
Are in case of emergency.
I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
Are in case of emergency. I call them ICE cards. You can call them whatever you want. But our in case of emergency information can now be done, will be able to be entered right into the app, which means it'll get exported right into a database. So if I were to get a call from a hospital that says, I have John Salerno here, I hopefully will be able to look and see that John has loaded the app on his phone, and I have his in case of emergency. Now, I would know with you who to call, but in a lot of instances, I wouldn't. And so this is something that, you can report, my friend's gone down, and I can look them up, and I can help get, there's a lot of times a family may go 24 hours. Like if that rider's riding alone and went down, they will go hours, half a day of not knowing where that rider is. Where if somebody can hit that app and report that accident and let us know who in their group went down, we hopefully will have their information and we can help get the family to them sooner. So
It's like
something I'm super proud of.
They are. They say they're there, but they're not.
Their hours from 2 to 6. You weren't there at the proper hours.
The thing you have to always realize, though, is that, you're riding with people, but how well do you really know them?
Well, that's what I was going to say. So, like, when you said they're going to be notified if somebody goes down, so is there like something in the phone that you're saying, like the person that goes down, like
no, I'm saying you're right.
Notify?
I'm just saying you're on a Betty's ride, and just say hopefully that before that ride you said, hey, everybody, part of our safety meeting before we take off is could everybody take a minute and fill out the Biker Down app, and all their information's in there. So worst case scenario, you're riding and Carol goes down.
So you have all their information to help because they're not
going to be able to have all their information already in there. You can fill out the accident report. And again, this is all building. And then you can report the accident, say Carol Smith went down. I can look up in the database and I can call Carol's family members.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And say, listen, this is Laurie with Biker Down. We got an alert of an accident and I have Carol's information. My understanding is they're taking her to St. John's. At least lets their family know that something's going on, because a lot of times Carol's phone will be junk, and so you're not going to be able to necessarily get on her phone, or they've taken Carol and off she goes, and you guys are kind of left. I don't want to say cleaning up the mess, but waiting for a tow truck, waiting for,
right.
Doing everything that you can. And everybody's in that mode of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and it's hard. And having an app that you can go right to, and just start hitting it is something that we're going to be adding to it as this grows. I mean, I'm kind of new to this technology, but for now it's, get us your information, get us your in case of emergency information, and we will have you can report it, an accident, and that way I can get it up on social media and we can become to be a lot more proactive. There's a lot of times I don't see an accident, until I see it on 9 News, or a family member sees that, their loved one could have possibly been, it's a white street glide bike, and all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, I haven't heard from Carol in, 4 hours. Could that be Carol? There's a lot of things that happen along the way. And sometimes the family's one of the last ones, or in that it'll ask me what blood type they are. Do they have any, medical needs, meaning are they diabetic, things that maybe they don't have a bracelet. Like if it was Chomper's pre-diabetic, he doesn't have any type of bracelet that he wears. So having your medical or who your physician is in those fields will help us help injured riders better.
Laura, you bring up such a good point, because here in the DFW area, and actually throughout the whole state of Texas, and I'm sure anybody who's on social media have seen it, usually on a Saturday or a Sunday when the rides are going on, or you'll hear through DFW scanner, hey, motorcycle accident on I-35 or a motorcycle accident on Highway 67. Check your riders, check your riders, check your riders. And nobody really knows, like this way, this gives them oh my God, I could check that rider if that was a member of my club, or if that was a family member, or what's,
And please understand, we will be very careful with, we have a HIPAA, some privacy. I'm not against getting information up there and having it be a bit vague, especially on social, especially if it's a fatality. We've got to give the family a moment to absorb this before they see their family member's name plastered all over for eternity on social media. So we will be very careful with how we report it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we can't back channel to the family and say, listen, I'm sorry to bother you on a Saturday, but Carol was on a ride and the Bettys, and I'm just using the Bettys are reporting that Carol went down. And
all I know is Carol needs a motorcycle lesson because Carol keeps getting into these friggin' accidents and she can't drive a bike.
I have a question. Just by logistics that are going on. So, like, you're saying if they sign up for the app, they're going to get notified that somebody on the app went down, or how did they get notified of that person on the app?
What's going to happen is your friends are going to fill out the information. Then say you're on a ride with them.
But what if it's not? I guess it's only if you're on the ride with them. So it's not like you're on the ride by yourself.
And unless they're semi okay, it won't it's not going to be like oh my God, my phone, I get an alert because somebody's phone. It's not that elaborate. It's not going to have like a 360. Like if on my 360, if I get in a crash, Chopper gets an alert. It isn't going to work.
That's what I guess what I was trying to wrap my head around.
But it is going to be.
Because there's a lot of people that go on rides. I mean, you go on.
But
our club's got you got.
But here, hold on.
5 to 500, and you got one person that goes down, and you just only know by their name on their cut. But yet you can kind of get some identification, and then you're like, all right, boom, boom, boom. This guy is here on the app. Boom,
right. So you're on the ride with Carol, and you shouldn't ride with Carol because she keeps getting into those friggin' accidents. So you're on a ride with Carol, and Carol goes down again, right? So then you will go on to the app, and you'll hit.
She's registered in my thing.
Carol got into another accident. Lori will be notified and can notify the next kin. Is that how that works?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Who
we're not notifying the next
Carol would want to have notified. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just a cleaner way than having the in case of emergency card, which, I love. I can't get to everybody and everybody doesn't see me at events. So, this was great. It served its purpose, but we're at a point where everybody lives on this. And we are going to have Android, just takes a little bit longer to get approved. But just having a place where you can put information down. If you were to need to do a help request, you can do a help request right on the app. I no longer have to lead you to Biker Down. Just load up the app, go on there, fill out the help request. We do feel like we're trying, and I'm a little slow in getting to the technologies that are constantly changing. I mean, Facebook is great, websites are great, but people use this to find information and to give information. So it's just something that we're going to really be premiering that at the expo and working really hard to get our Colorado riders. And we don't have a lot now because I kind of have been testing it, getting a feel for it and stuff. Like we have to fix, nobody can put in their last name. So they're trying to fix that. And, there's going to be some kinks in the initial testing of this, but
of course.
But we are trying to have a way to get a hold of everybody sooner than later, especially family members, because I personally have seen just how stressed someone is and how they're calling hospitals and they're calling, police, and they're calling everywhere they can to try to find their loved one who isn't home yet and stuff. So having a way for us to coordinate that would be extremely helpful. The other thing I wanted to talk about this week is a kind of a weekly motorcycle safety series that I'm gonna do every week on here. And for this week, it's ride like you're invisible. Like nobody sees you. You have to find a way to make sure, like Carol.
Loud.
It is specifically for Carol. I hope you're listening. But that you really need to have that mental survivalist mindset when you ride. You always should have an exit strategy. You want to make sure that car sees you, but their reaction time, even if you think they see you, they don't. So you have to really, really ride defensively. Eye contact does not mean that they is an equal to awareness, you know, because they still may try to go. A turn signal isn't equivalent to intent, you know. You have to really make sure that every inch that you give extra to another car or something like that is seconds that could save you from an accident. So you just really need to be at all times ask yourself, what am I going to do if that car comes into my lane? Where am I going to go? You know, because they're just, you know, we're getting a lot of people that want to get into this lane filtering. Nevada is all hyped up for lane filtering. And, you know, I understand the concept of lane filtering. You know, there's a lot of accidents that happen in traffic. You know, when you're, you know, we're an air cooled engine and we're sitting in all this traffic and our bikes are overheating. And then all of a sudden that car that isn't paying attention or is texting all of a sudden slams into you know, the other vehicles. What?
I think yeah, you said sexting.
No, I said texting.
Sexting and driving is very dangerous, and that's
exactly
probably what was going on with Carol.
I have no words.
Yeah, well, you know,
but lane filtering
I
is
do,
just as dangerous.
Lane splitting is dangerous, but it is necessary on, like, especially here in Texas. You have to lane split.
Okay, lane splitting and lane filtering are two different things. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
School me on that because I thought you were talking about lane
splitting. In California, lane splitting is where they zoom in between you, and they, you know, it doesn't matter how backed up the traffic is. Lane filtering is normally if you are coming up to an intersection and you're 12 car, you know, you're biking, you're 12 cars back, that you have the right to basically go to the front of the line.
Oh, okay, I got
to
you.
avoid any type of collisions. What's happening now here in Colorado is our riders are lane splitting, and it startles drivers. You know how they weave, like, I'm a driver and I've got to get over in this lane, and so I'm coming over, and now all of a sudden that biker is lane splitting instead of filtering. And there's a huge difference, and maybe that's something that we'll talk about next week. Is I'll show you some examples on video of the difference between lane filtering. So I'm not sure, is it legal to lane split?
That's on the bikers' ignorance for doing stupid shit like that.
Well, you know what I'm saying is, like, with the lane splitting, if you're stuck in, you know, bumper to bumper traffic, you're on an air cooled motorcycle, you don't want to overheat. But it doesn't mean to split the lane at 60 miles an hour while traffic stops.
Which is what they're allowed to do in California.
Right.
Well,
California. Once again,
I know, but I'm just saying.
Front of the line, California is all about the entitlements.
You can't hurt their feelings in California.
Oh, they're heading for their safe space.
Yeah, but in Colorado, what people are doing now is, you know, I'm 5 cars back, and now the light is turned red, and until all the bikers go up to the front of the line, it's ticking off the drivers, the sense of entitlement to all of a sudden go to the front, and then they're taking off doing wheelies because they have no traffic in front of them. So I see a lot, you know, there's a lot more accidents stemming from this lane filtering than we had before lane filtering was allowed. So, you know, we're on a 2-year survey basically of allowing bikers to do this for 2 years, and then we're going to study it. And I think in the long run, we're going to find that it's a lot more dangerous because the bikers just are splitting and not filtering, and it's a huge difference of what they're entitled to do. So,
you know, I agree, and it should be a certain speed because
education when they get
I've had bikes come between, you know, the cars, and it startles the hell out of you if they're coming fast, you know. But take your time, go through it. We understand you don't want to overheat, and especially here in Texas in August. But, you know, hey, maybe go all the way over to the right median and take it slow up that way as well.
Right.
But instead of splitting between the cars.
Plan your route.
But you're gonna get some angry driver that's just gonna, turn his wheel a little bit and he's going to box you in, and you're going to
have
go.
Or even as innocently as I'm also in my car trying to get over and get out of traffic.
Right.
Like this lane is moving and maybe the accident is 10 cars in front of me and I don't see it yet. So I see this lane is moving and all of a sudden that biker's coming right through. So you got to be really, really careful. It's causing more accidents. And now Nevada's really trying to get lane filtering. And, I don't try to get involved in people's politics of that, but, it is fine in theory if done correctly, but you have such an overflow mentality from California into Nevada that it's going to be dangerous. And we have enough, injured riders out there that it's just a very sad time. So what I say to everybody is ride like you're invisible, have an exit strategy, and just be careful out there. I would love to tell you, get an insurance review, be prepared, all the things that I've talked about for years. It's not resonating with the drivers to get the right insurance and to get the insurance reviews. So why don't we go with the mentality of I want to avoid the accident completely? And so I've got to change my mindset a little bit on how I ride. Because we all get on the bike and throw a leg over with the intention of, I want to go out and have a great day. And I don't really think that any car driver gets in the car and says, let's see how many bikers I can run into. But their lives are busy and they're distracted and they're yelling at their kids and they're in a hurry and they're late for work. And everybody just is not paying attention to one another. So, just be careful out there is my motto. And again, if anybody needs any help, please go to bikerdown.org. We'll do all that we can. I will tell you that since January 1, I haven't had one biker that has done a help request that has had good insurance.
Well, there proves your point that education is power, and we have to keep spreading the word to get it out there.
Because they're not, I think it's a budget thing. I mean, even if I tell you got to give up a Starbucks and a burger every month, to have that underinsured and uninsured, they're just not willing to give up their Starbucks and their burger.
Well, listen, give up your Starbucks, and guess what? You don't have to go to McDonald's anymore because they are non-support of our law enforcement. So all the money you're saving from not going
there you go. Do it for that.
Food. Go get some proper insurance.
But it also makes, it really does make, the problem that everyone faces after the accident is the reality of I should have done this. And I mean, almost every biker that I've had, and I mean, granted, it's only the 14th, has liability only, hit by a driver that has liability only or no insurance. And what am I going to do? And I need help, and I need to do a fundraiser, and I need medical equipment. And I mean, the list just goes on. And it's sad for the family because they're getting thrown into what I call some irresponsible behavior on the part of the biker to not have those coverages that you need to have. And, if you love your family, if you love your wife and 3 small kids, get the coverages that are going to keep them safe. So I'm almost over my time.
Well, thank you so much, Lori. Yeah. And don't
download the app.
We're going to support the app. We're going to promote the app. We're going to push it out. And, we are going to, right here in Texas.
I'm doing a Nancy Pelosi.
What?
I'm doing a Nancy Pelosi.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Right. We don't want that. You're ripping crap up.
Oh.
And I was going to say something on, when you said you never want to say I should have, but I'm not even going to go there. Shouldn't have. But all right, Lori. Thank you.
I'm so done getting you to sign up for that membership.
I'll be there because I've given up.
I know that you have Glenn's insurance review and you did that and that works well for you. And so, but I will tell everybody, get the insurance review, at least have the conversation,
Without a doubt.
All right.
All right, Lori. Thank you so much. You stay well.
Bye.
God bless you. Lori Montoya with Biker Down. We're going to take a quick break. Bring in Billy Bull with Hemp and Hounds. Going to talk a little bit about Trump's